Good morning. So I want to show you where I'm at. I got a little bit of an early start this morning. So this is an ancient palace. It's about a 5-minute drive. It's an 8th century ancient palace that was excavated, I think in the beginning in 1939 and then excavated again. Look at this. This would have been such a grand entrance. Imagine coming to this palace and, well, there would have been arches here. You can kind of see the beginning of the arches, but look. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And so you come through, like these are marble. This would have been, like there would have been a gate here. You can see those holes are like notches for the gate. And you come in, it would have been absolutely spectacular in here. Now everything's overgrown. But you can still see the rooms, and look at those massive stones. There's an energy when you come to a place like this. Look at the carvings. It's beautiful. And pillars. There's like pillars everywhere. Some of the pillars over on that side, I don't know if we'll get there. Some of the pillars are still standing. You can see that, like there's a pillar that's partially still standing. I got out early this morning. My son woke me up. He went to work and he needed me to bring him something down to the intersection. So I already came here and did my meditation here. I brought a cup of coffee with me and got the dogs out. So it's around 8 o'clock in the morning now. I'm after my meditation. I'm just having some thoughts about faith and belief. And this morning I woke up a little bit like on the twin flame journey, and after my meditation I'm doing so much better. I did meditation with affirmations, and I'm thinking about having faith and how I'm a co-creator in my life. The universe or God is, there is a purpose for my being. And there is a reason for my existence, otherwise I wouldn't exist. And it's just like any of us. We all have a place, a divine place in the universe, in the all, within God. We all have our own unique talents and abilities and connection to God, and what goes through us, what flows through us is unique, and each and every one of us has a different way of expressing God through us. So it can't be any different. I am definitely a co-creator. I am the living being inside of this God-given shell, and as I let go of trying to control everything, see that the illusion is that we have to control everything and that we are the sole makers of our life. We are co-creators. That means we do have a part. That means that we do have to take action. We do have to move ourselves forward. We can't just lay on the couch and watch TV and allow the universe to take over our whole being. We have to be awake in our lives and out moving things around, but the rest of it is release. It's actually letting go of control, letting go of trying to, it's like being in the flow of a river and constantly trying to hold on to the sides or force the river to go down routes that it doesn't want to go down. So we have to be awake and kind of stirring the boat. Yeah, we have to be stirring, but we have to be steering the boat. But the river's going where it's going, and the less. See, we keep on getting caught into little side pools along the way, rather than allowing the flow. We keep on holding on to, oh no, it's going too fast. We hold on to like branches and trees on the side, but holding on to the branches and the trees is painful because you're not allowing the flow of life to go through you. And if you just let go, the river of life will take you in the direction that you need to be, because it's really simple when you think about it. When you're true to your being and you're true to your true expression, and you are embracing your talents and embracing the things that come to you naturally, your natural interests, see the natural, rather than being in, we've been programmed in school that there are certain ways to think, certain things that are valued in society. And then we have hobbies, which are things that we like, but don't go down the road of your hobbies aren't practical, which in the true way, the true way of each of us bringing our own personal individual attributes into the world would be that we each go with our hobbies. It would be the exact opposite. The things that we enjoy the most have a thread of gold in them. They have a thread of our true nature in them. There is a reason why we are drawn to the things that we are drawn to. Even if even if that is not in entirety our entire substance, but there is something in there that gives something in our hobbies, because our hobbies are a place to really look. There's something in there of our true identity, of our true source, of our true natural way of being that gives us, that satisfies it. So even if it's just something minor that gives our natural being some kind of expression, and that is why I see this palace is just wonderful. Could you imagine? This palace is like 1,300 years ago. This palace would have been magnificent. There's all sorts of things here that, like, what are those stones? That's something I'd like to know. Look at these stones. I'm going to take you over and show you. I feel connected to this place. When I was young, so we moved to this area when I was around 17, and I found this place, and I used to love to come here. You just explore it by myself. And what are all those notches? Look at all those notches in the wall. What are those? If anybody knows. So when we learn to let go, and we learn and we allow nature to take us, the flow, we still have to, take action when it presents it. But when we get back to our true source, to our true nature, naturally people and things that are attracted to us will come into our lives. That was a thought that I had once. You put on this face, many of us for our whole lives, but you put on a face of how you think that you'll be more accepting and acceptable. And so it's like a lot of us hide behind these masks. But what happens is one thing that I realized early on in my spiritual awakening, when I first got on this path, was that when I put on a face, then I'm not allowing my true self to shine. That means that the people that would like me as me can't find me. And then I am surrounding myself with people that I'm putting on a face for, which are other people putting on a face. Because you naturally attract to you what you are. And then I'm because I'm putting on a face, I'm not allowing the people that I would be more interested in, that are more interested in this funky thing, to even see me or find me. So when I put on a face, I'm putting on a fakey face for people that I'm not really interested in anyway. Because the people that are really interested in me and that I want in my life, that would love me as I am, aren't interested in somebody that's putting on a face. And so when I realized that, and I feel like I didn't explain it well enough, but I'm not finding words to better express it, so I'm just going to leave it at that instead of keep on beating it into. When I'm hiding myself, then how are the people when I allow myself to shine, then the people that really like me, the unique me, the real me, will be attracted to me, and the other people I don't need in my life. The people that aren't attracted to truly to me and see my value, we're all different. We all vibe different. Then that wouldn't be the people that I would want in my life anyway, right? What I'm putting on a face to impress people that I wouldn't want in my life anyway if they're not going to be accepting of me, of how I am, and my true being. So it doesn't make sense. But then when I realize that I am a co-creator in my life, it really lets me off the hook. First of all, to know that when I let go and I get into my natural state of being, then opportunities of that natural state will be drawn to me because I will be a match, an opportunity. And then I will be in joy. I'll enjoy my life because I'm in the place that I need to be according to my natural vibration and the natural state of being. And not only that, when I'm expressing my true self and my unique self, then I'm a one of a kind. So there is no, and this goes back to jealousy, the videos that I've been doing lately on jealousy. There is no takhlif. Takhlif means like there is no second. If I am my own unique self, then there is no competition in it. It's me. And so I have a very specific, unique place in the world that is only mine, and there's nobody else. There's no second to it. There's like, and I don't mean it in a way of, oh, I'm everybody. Everybody is like this, and so there is no like competing. There's no competing to be me because I'm the only me. So there is no reason for, I can be happy with other people's successes and happy in my own success as well, because they don't coincide. There's no competition in it. I'm looking for better words. My words are I feel like a little bit narrow this morning. I feel like I'm in soul. It rained last night. It was the first rain, and the smell is just fabulous. And the colors of everything is like this deep gold orange because everything is wet. It was the first rain. It just smells. This morning when I woke up and I got out, it just was like I started crying. But when you realize that we are co-creators and we don't have to know it all right now. It's like you don't have to eat all the food that you're going to eat in your life right now, and you don't have to know where all of the food that you're going to eat in your life doesn't even exist yet. So you don't have to know where it's going to come from, but you still trust that it's going to be there. You don't sit and worry all day long about where's my food going to come from in a year from now. So just being able to trust in my own being and knowing that I am provided for and that my life is taking a course and that I don't have to control or know everything from now. We get stuck in these ruts our whole lives. I meet people that have been working at the same job, same office, day after day, after day after day for 30 years. No, you go into a government office sometimes, and there's this little cubicle with this tiny little window up in the top. It's like a slit window, and those people have been there for 30 years. And I'm thinking to myself, this person has been here most of their life, have sat in this little room with that little window, not where you can't even see out of the window. For 30 years, most of the days, most of the pourrait is like the valuable time of their life, the daytime when you get up and you do things and you are valid. And they have spent 30 years of their life in that little cubicle. And I think to myself, and I'm not saying it in a way of judgmental, I'm just saying it in a way of like awe, like, and it's like they can't see. And it's from fear. It's from fear of wanting to know where their food's going to come from 3 years down the line. And a whole lifetime is spent in that fear, is lived in that fear, in that fear of, need for stability, need for security. And what I'm learning is that there is a security in the world regardless, because we are co-creators, right? So we are only partially in power. And when you let go and allow and trust and have faith, then the universe comes in and supports you, because you are of the universe. You are of it. You are its substance. You are part of it. There is no separation, and the universe wants to expand. And if you're part of the universe and the universe is part of you, then you are in support. It's like you're being cradled. It's like you're being held up by the divine, which is your co-creator. And when you think of it that way, that I don't have to know everything right now, and I don't have to, I can also see by the way that things have worked out in my life, that everything is always conspiring for my best good, and everything is always in my favor. And especially in this last year since I've been on this twin flame journey, and I can see everything is like set into fast forward mode. Everything is going so fast, and I'm starting to realize the power of real magic, which is the power of creation, which is the power that I'm speaking about now, the co-creation. That I am the co-creator with the master of the universe. I am the co-creator with the divine intelligence. The divine intelligence, the God, is my partner in all of this, because God is getting expression through me. And in knowing this, I realize what a powerful being I am when I let go of trying to control everything. When I allow the universe to flow through me, I flow naturally into my natural state of being. And then the natural things that are coming to me are allowed to come in and come around me. When I'm trying to force everything, and I'm trying to, when I think that I'm the sole creator and I'm the sole one that is responsible, first of all, it's scary, because there is divine intelligence all around us, and we know we how am I going to explain this? I need to get back connected just a minute. We are, in this avatar, we are a part of the divine intelligence. We are a small part of the divine intelligence, and it's out of our control anyway. See, we are part of a divine plan, and we have this ego, so we feel like we're separate from, but we are connected. And when we have this feeling that we are separate from, no, Lola, when we have this feeling that we are separate from, then we are like lost children. We're like a lost sheep, and we are away from our shepherd, which would be the God force. And then we when we come into our avatar and think that we are the sole knowers, and that we have to force everything to be, we lose our connection to everything, and then we lose our God power. And then we are disconnected, and we become disconnected. We become in our mind, and we become rigid, and we become fearful, and we start thinking, okay, we have to do things. And then we get into this 3D world where we're pushing matter around rather than creating from the quantum field, which is the field of God, the field of creation. When we let go and allow, we naturally flow into our natural state of being. And then the universe, the things that flow in around us, if we're in our natural state, then we're floating through the natural places that we need to be floating through. You know, if I love making videos and talking about all of these things, and I am not allowing myself to do that, then I'm not in my natural place. Then I am, you know, or if I'm in fear of, oh, what are people going to think about me, or what if what I'm saying, you know, it's like allowing and letting go, and just deciding to allow whatever flows through me to flow through me, and in that way, knowing that, you know, because there's well, you can also think about it, you know, if somebody's not interested, they're not going to be watching. That's just as simple as that. So I don't have to worry about where it's going to touch the world, who's going to find it, what is the purpose of it. I just have to do what I naturally feel like is being born of me, and then I am in the right place. And then the things that need to flow to me naturally will flow, because the avenue is open. And so I think that the subject of this whole video is letting go, allowing, trusting, having faith in the divine, and being your natural self, and that we are co-creators of this magnificent life. It's not all up to us. And then when you know this, and you feel it's an inner knowing. It's like a knowing from the innermost place, from your deepest core. It lets you off the hook. It's like a relief. It's this inner knowing that you can just be, that your partner in all of this is the divine. So you are supported in your journey. You don't have to know it all. You just have to be. You have to allow. You have to let go. You have to stand up in your higher being. But it's not a way of forcing. It's a way of allowing. It's a way of acceptance. It's a way of self-acceptance. It's just in this knowing. And when you know that the divine is with you, you become fearless. Everything becomes at ease. You don't have to do everything. You can just let go and come into the moment and do the natural next step in every moment, the natural next step. And when you are in the now and you're doing the natural next step in the moment, which is, I'm going to go home and I'm going to get my Amazon order boxes ready so that I can send them. That's the natural next step in my life. And I can just trust that the divine is going to lead me. This whole video came to be from me following my nose. This morning my son woke me up. I had to bring him something down to the intersection. So I was already out. So so I decided to come here. I did my meditation here, and then this video came to be from doing that meditation. So it's kind of like everything is born of what, it's a sequence of events. Everything is born from the moment before. But if we're always stuck in our mind and stuck in fear base, then we're never present, and things aren't born through their natural state. So when we let go and allow, things will automatically be born from the sequence of events, from cause and effect, which is the natural state of, the natural way of things opening up and being. And really, whenever I want to get contrast, I just go back to, in 100 years from now, is anything going to really matter to me anyway? So I might as well make the best of this life and just put myself out there and be my true self and allow myself to shine and allow myself to be in full expression. I mean, that's all we are anyway, is an expression and a witness to others' expressions. That's all we are. And when you look at it that way, there is no fear in anything. It's just go out and make this life as magnificent as you can. And be proud of who you are, be accepting of who you are. And you'll see that when you're proud of who you are and you're accepting of who you are and you're keeping the positive outlook, that people accept you for who you are. When you tell the world who you are and the world accepts it, you get to tell the world if you're a magnificent being and you're out there doing your own thing, and the world just is like, oh, okay, that's who they are. So just the whole lesson in all of this is just be a free expression of who you are and allow yourself to shine and allow yourself to flow. And what's it all for anyway? It's all for this experience. So going out and experiencing the world as best in the best way that you can, and doing the things that you enjoy, don't be in that box for 30 years. Get out there and do the things that, there's something that you want to do, and you don't think it's in your possibilities. Start doing a little bit of research about it. You'll see that everything is in your reach. When I went to Pompeii, from when I was 8 years old, my father had a book about Pompeii. And I looked at the pictures and I read the book and I looked at the archaeology and I loved the story. And my whole life I had dreamt I'm going to get to Pompeii. A few years ago, my daughter surprised me with a ticket to Pompeii. Her and I flew to Pompeii. And when I got there, first of all, at the entrance, I broke down crying. It was just like so... I'm sorry, I'm crying now. All of my emotions are wide open. I feel like everything is just, all the kishka, everything that I am is out on the table in this whole twin flame saga. The twin flame thing is so big that everything else just becomes small next to it. If I'm putting that out on the table and being vulnerable in that, then everything else is small next to it. So I can just be a full-blown expression of who I am. It doesn't, everything else, there is no shame. There is no, when you meet somebody that is so... It's like just his presence in the world, and knowing of his presence is reflecting back to me all of the places that I've been hiding from the world, and also hiding from myself. All of the expression that I am, for better or for worse, everything is out in the open. The story of Pompeii is that when I got there, it was like, this is just a place. It's been here my whole life. It wasn't even that expensive to go there. I could have done it years and years and years before had I believed, because in my mind it had built up as like this fairyland. It had built up as this dream, and then it just stayed in dreamland. And when it came to be, I was just shocked at how easy it was. It was just a place I could get on a plane and drive there and go there and walk through the ancient city of Pompeii. And I walked through the ancient city of Pompeii, and it was magnificent. It was magnificent. And so if you have a dream or something that you've always wanted to do, step forward. Okay, so maybe it's hard to say, well, I'm going to do it, but at least start doing a little bit of research, and then you'll start seeing it'll open up for you. You'll set yourself in the direction of it. You will open that door up for you. It's like children's books. All of my life, I've wanted to write children's books. And I still haven't done it. And a couple years ago during the corona, a couple of women came to me, and I'm a graphic artist, and they had me put together a children's book and publish it through Amazon. So, and they paid me for it. And so in the end, I have like, I've already done it. I have the ability to do it. I also draw. See, we're so worried about making a living, and our lives are, even me, I know the concepts, and I'm in the process of letting go, which is the spiritual awakening. But even during this process, you see that I'm still have this body that I'm attached to, that I have to feed, and I have to house, and I have children, and I have responsibilities. And so I'm still attached to my avatar, and I still have to feed my avatar. And see, it's like a paradox of sorts, because if I let myself go and I put out the children's books, then the children's books can support me but in the meantime I have to be supported. So most of my time is going towards my work, my Amazon business that I have to keep up so that I can make a living. And besides that, maybe not most of my time, maybe most of my time is going into my spiritual awakening, my spiritual journey. But there's something for me to put in my my list of things to do, is put out a children's book. I've wanted to do it all of my life. I even wrote a children's book once before there was internet, and when I was really young, and it got lost. I finished writing it, I finished all the paintings, and it got lost. So maybe it's, and maybe there's a reason for that. I wasn't ready. I think that now, in the place that I am now, I could really do something of value in that place. Something with a valuable message for the world, for children. So maybe I have a lot of dreams and aspirations. So just to remember that we are co-creators in this life, and that when we steer our ship in a certain direction, it goes in that direction. And when we allow ourselves to be and to go naturally with the things that we enjoy the most, then we start coming into our natural state. And then we have the entire divine universe has our back, because we are a unique being, and we are here for a reason and for a purpose. And the universe needs our expression. We are the only ones that can express what is expressed through us. So getting out of being in a box, like out of the consensus of the way that we have to be, which is how we were brainwashed and raised to believe that there's a certain way. There's a consensus by society that there's a certain way of having to be. Get out of that and get into your own unique expression, because there's a place for that in the universe, and there's none like it. You're the only expression of you in the universe. You're the only one that expresses yourself the way that you do. And you are a unique expression. One makeup of, we're made up of everything in this universe, of the dirt, of everything in this universe. We're a makeup of it. We even, we eat the food that, see, these are domain from this tree here. We are made up of our surroundings, and we are one unique makeup of elements of this universe. And we're the only one like us, and we're the only one that has been. And therefore, it's detrimental that we go out and express ourselves in the world. It's like, if we don't, it's like we're spitting in the well that we're drinking from. God created us. We're one creation, one unique being, the only one like us, and we're not being out there in full expression and showing off ourselves to the world. It's like spitting in God's well. It's like, I'm not perfect. What? We are a unique makeup of everything that there is here. How could we be anything but perfect? I mean, think about everything that had to be for us. I mean, just the one sperm in millions to make us. And and think about, how our bodies work. Everything works together to allow us to even have this life. Who are we to be embarrassed of ourselves or anything about us, any kind of aspect? It's just crazy that we would be embarrassed. I mean, not that I haven't gone through it. I'm not being not judgmental. I still have places in my own self that I'm not standing up in full self-love. And I realize this. If you watch my video about jealousy, you'll realize that I still have my own self-work to do. And I'm still standing up in that place and still realizing myself and still breaking free of the shackles of society and still breaking free of the consensus and the brainwashing and the confining beliefs, the beliefs that, I was born, I was in like my glass ceilings. I'm still finding every day, every single day, I'm finding limiting beliefs and letting them go, or at least finding them. And then as I go through life, I'm finding where they're applying, and breaking free of them. That's this whole spiritual awakening process, which is so painful. See, that's a nice big one. The first rain brings them all down. Now it's going to be date season. So I'm going to start looking for dates. As soon as it starts raining and it's Sukkot, the dates start coming. So I can see that this video is getting kind of long. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and thank you. And thank you for all of your support.